Ethereum has gone over $1,300. Are we going to see a continuation or are we going to see it roll over and go to the downside? Today, we're going to cover three things. We're going to talk about pattern reversal signals, wave threes, and wave fours. There's some key technicals we want to pay attention to that can give us a massive clue on what's very likely to occur next. So if you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. My name is Jagir. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro, trading for 15 years now, and I'm going to leverage my experience to help you to anticipate what's likely to happen in the market so we can maximize our profits. So let's dive straight into Ethereum. Right, so we're on a daily chart, and what you want to know, a reminder, markets move in fives and threes, and when they're identifiable, in the case of Ethereum, it's pretty textbook. We've been following this for a while now, making some good money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Doesn't get much cleaner than that. But what you'll notice that I've written this as a 1 or A, 2 or B. Reason being is 1 or A's and 2 or B's, they look the same. And I got this big question mark, mainly because this low has not been confirmed. So we want to see it hold. And then also we got this low over here, a nice ABC. We're going to dive into that in a bit more detail. And we're going to talk about some pattern reversal signals. But before we do, I want to read you a quote from my book because I think it's really relevant. It's actually from chapter 3, right? It's Confucius. And what he said was this: it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Why do I bring that up? Because everything in life is difficult before it's easy. So we're going to cover some technicals. So don't worry if it's a bit above your level. You can download my book for free. These quotes are really, really helpful so you know the learning curve. So everything is difficult before it's easy, and it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. In other words, look at the long game. So we're going to focus on three things. Pattern reversal signal, first of all. So the strongest one, or the immediate one, the next pattern reversal signal is something called a wave A overlap. All right, yeah, what does that mean? Okay, we've got this A, B, C structure down here. So this is a wave A, and the price closed over here. And what we'd like to see is the recent price to go above what's called the wave A, overlap, and close in this region. That makes it a strong indication that this low is more likely to hold. We haven't had that yet. Another pattern reversal signal is taking out a swing high, which is really, really important because that will give more confirmation of this low is likely to hold. But the give and take of when it comes to trading the markets, buying and selling, really just making a profit from the market, is the more information that unfolds, the stronger the bias towards what's likely to happen. However, you have to make the decision like early on so we can make money from the markets. So we're going to now dive into this because we also spoke about wave twos and wave threes. We're going to look at something in this region of the market broken down on an hourly chart. And by the way, if you want to really make some serious money from the markets, take my 4 secrets that you must know to make money trading the markets. It's a masterclass. It's short, sharp, to the point, but it really shows you the 4 things that you want to learn so you can anticipate what's likely to happen. It's free. It's in the description link below. So with Ethereum, let's now dive into a 1-hour chart. I'm going to go into a 1-hour chart, and what you'll see again is on a lower degree. It's called a lower degree. In other words, you get these pattern sequences and then patterns within the patterns, or waves within the waves. And what we have with Ethereum on, what was the date? It was October 12th, 13th. We had this nice impulsive move. It was linked with the CPI announcement. You tend to get trend reversals when CPI is announced. Boom. We had this nice A, B, what looks like to be a wave C. So we want this to hold. And what I want to do now is just zoom in over here and look at the recent price action. So remember what I said at the beginning. We're going to talk about something called wave threes and wave fours. So Elliott waves, this is what we're using to read the psychology of the markets. It's one of the 4 secrets, Elliott waves. Reading pattern, which reflects psychology of fear and greed and how the market's feeling. So there's a particular rule that can really, really help us looking at what's likely to happen next. And the rule is wave 3 cannot be the shortest out of wave 1, 3, and 5. You go, well, what does that got to do with anything? Well, when I'm looking at this recent nice move to the upside, it is a nice move to the upside. I'm looking at what could it potentially be as a wave count. And there's a couple of different wave counts, but the most logical one that I'm seeing taking momentum into consideration as well, is we got this initial move up. I'm seeing this as the wave 1, a nice wave 2, a nice wave 3, forming some type of wave 4, and then we're going to anticipate a wave 5. Now, here's what we want to really be aware of. Wave 3s, when they're not the extended wave, is more often than not, it's going to be wave 5. And what do I mean by that? So the most typical price range for a wave 3 is 1.618. So we measure this wave 1. We're going to project it down from this wave 2 low. And 1.618 is the most typical wave 3. And we can see it didn't. It fell massively short of that over there. So it's longer than wave 1, but hasn't hit this. So what that tells me is wave 5 is likely to be the extended wave. So wave 5 is probably going to hit. I'm going to tell you a particular number, and then we're going to just finish up on this. What is this low, and where is it likely to reverse? If it's not, it might have reversed already, and we're going to look for a long trade entry in this zone over here. So wave 5s, when wave 3 is not the extended wave, I'm just going to do this very fast. I covered this in more depth in the masterclass. Wave 1 to 3, project it from wave 4. There's two ratios. When wave 5 is overextended, it's actually 100% and 1.618. It's not the typical, but it's the extended. So we're looking at Ethereum potentially in the short term. We're talking about maybe 2 to 3 days, maybe even 2 days, to potentially go from, right now is around $1,300, $1,300 to $1,350, and really hitting potentially the 1,500 mark, the 1,450 to 1,520 mark in Ethereum. And that's quite significant, because if that extends and we get a nice tight entry, that can be significant profits for us. So I'm going to do one last thing, and it's wave 4, right? We're going to do wave 4. By the way, I'm moving at lightning speed here. I get it. You know, it might be going a bit over your head, but really what you want to know is markets moving 5s and 3s. So we looked on a daily chart and we saw 5s and 3s. And now we're looking on an hourly chart and we're seeing 5s. Like, look at the 5 that we're seeing over here. But there's some nuances that you want to get familiar with. And there's Elliott wave rules and guidelines. There's formulas, there's ratios. And it's why I've created the 4 Secrets Masterclass to really quantum leap, so you can leverage my 15 years of trading experience, because a lot of noise out there, a lot of technicals, a lot of different pattern positions. I go, do you know what? Let's focus on the 20% that's going to give us the 80% of results. So we got a higher probability of making money consistently. And that's going to be the 4 secrets. So we just ignore all the noise, because there's thousands of indicators. I show you the one that I use in a particular way that just helps us identify the trend. Is also one of the secrets. It's free. Take it. It's in the link below. And you'll get the opportunity to become one of my students. We have private workshops on the weekend where you get to ask me personal questions on TA. You get an invite to my private community and so on and so forth. So let's now finish on this here. So we're really looking at this right now. I did a video on this morning for my private community. And we have a particular service for our premium clients. And we're looking at this. And I want to see this as a reversal zone. So there's a couple of things with wave 4s. I'm going to keep it simple here today. Is if we measure wave 3, wave 4s typically retrace down to a certain point, and they also tend to finish in the prior wave 4. You go, wait, slow down, Chikia. What do you mean by prior wave 4? Well, if we look at this really carefully, remember what I said, 5s and 3s, right? Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, overextended 5 over 3. Let's just change the color so it's really, really clear for us to see. Let's just change it to red. Hopefully that's clear to see. 5s and 3s. So we got this former wave 4, right? This zone over here. And most wave 4s over here, the yellow, end in the prior range of the previous wave 4 in the lower degree time frame. There's a lot there, I know, but just know that it's close to this box. And the other one factor we want to just take into consideration is if we just do a retracement, it's quite intricate, right? Because we're on an hourly time frame. So most wave 4s end between 32 or 38.2 and 50%. Maximum is 62%, but retracement, and you can see it's right in this range over here. You see these two lines over here? It's a typical wave 4 zone. So now we've got that. We can look for a nice entry position on a swing high. I want to see the momentum go bullish, meaning the blue line goes above the red. there's a couple of other factors. We can go long on a swing high after the blue line goes over the red. If the blue line is not over the red, I would let it go up and then I would wait for the first pullback. That's one of the safest times to buy, and then we can ride the next wave. But what we're looking for with Ethereum, this is quite intricate, but the same applies when you're looking on a daily chart, weekly chart. Same principles apply, where we're looking for a nice move to the upside that potentially could make us some pretty decent money here. Pretty decent money. It's a pretty big move if it overextends. And here's the overlap. And I'm just going to finish on one last thing, because we got quite intricate today. But I just want to zoom back out to kind of give you the bigger picture. With Ethereum, if this holds, and we're basing this on pure technicals because the market is telling us how the crowd is feeling. And there's millions of participants with billions of dollars. But more often than not, if this holds, what we're looking for is a price to go above this high and continue to the upside towards the $3,000 mark. That's what we're looking at. But today we got really intricate to see, can we get a tight entry here so we can ride this initial part here? There'll be some type of pullback more than likely, and then we'll look to ride the next part to the upside, and then we just rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. So again, take the 4 Secrets Masterclass. I'm telling you, it'll take your trading to the next level. If you're serious about making money, everything is difficult before it's easy. So we just need to break it down step by step. And the 4 secrets, one of which we covered today, which was pattern position, the Elliott waves, that's going to be massively beneficial for you. And then we also covered some Fibonacci price ratios where it shows the relationship between wave 4s, wave 3s, wave 1s, wave 5s, etc., etc. So if you found value of today, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. We're going to make a lot of money in this next bull run. I'm telling you, we're going to ride every trend. Our job as traders, as human beings that want to make money to store this energy so we can live a phenomenal life, is to identify the trend and then ride the trend until its end, until it reaches its bend. I'm going to finish off with a quote from my book. I'm going to loop it because they say repetition is the mother of all skill. It's Confucius. He says, chapter 3, by the way, you can download this book for free. It's my book, published in 2017. There's some serious gems in here, especially on mindset. It's in the link below. It's free. Download it. Get some value. I'm telling you, it'll show you how to set goals, get your mind right for this game. All right, Confucius. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop.